Hey everyone and welcome back. Now in today's video we'll be discussing about the high availability in Consul. So as of now we have been making use of a single Consul server and a single client for our learning purposes. However, we already know that if this server goes down, then all of your data will be inaccessible and any request that you make related to DNS and everything would fail here. So this is not a very optimal setup for production environments. So in production environment, you should ideally have multiple set of Consul servers for high availability. So if you look into this diagram, there are three set of servers that are available and all of them are within the replicating state. And if one of them goes down, then the other will assume the role of leader. Now again, one thing that you have to ensure that whenever you create servers for high availability, you need to always maintain a right amount of quorum here. So in today's video, our primary focus is to look into how we can set up a server in such a way that they replicate as well as the leader is chosen automatically, and we'll also look into the high availability part here. Now, one of the important aspect to know in such kind of a configuration is this flag of bootstrap expect. So the bootstrap expect flag informs Consul of the expected number of server nodes and automatically bootstrap when the servers are available. So for example, if you have 3 servers that are part of the cluster, then you have to set the bootstrap expect to 3. So for today's video, we will have 3 servers and all of these 3 servers will be creating for the Consul agent to run on the server mode, and we'll also look into the bootstrap expect so that we have the configuration similar to the diagram that we see here. So currently I'm in my mobile XM and here you see that we have 3 servers, all of them have Consul installed. One is Consul 01, second is Demo 02 and third is Consul 02. So let's quickly go to our nodes section. So the overall command we already have worked with earlier. So we have a Consul agent where we are specifying server of true. We have a client of 0000. We have to specify a bind, and within the bootstrap expect you have a 3 and you have a data there. So let's quickly try it out. So within Consul 01, let's quickly do a ifconfig eth0. So this is our IP. And let's go ahead and replace our node IP here with the IP of the server. And one important thing to remember here is that if you specify a bootstrap expect of 1, and now when you initiate a connection, as expected our Consul agent is running, and along with that here you see a message stating that the cluster leadership has been acquired. So if you look into the endpoint of status leader, you will see the IP address of the current node itself. So now, when you do a bootstrap expect of 3, what will this agent do is it will not acquire the leadership. It will wait for the 3 servers to join and post which a leader would be chosen. So let's look into how that would work. So let me change this to bootstrap expect from 1 to 3 and let's go ahead and run it. And now if you refresh the endpoint here, you see that it is not showing any leader as of now. So as of now, we just have one server. Since our bootstrap expect was 3, it will wait for 2 more servers to connect, post which a leader would be chosen. So let's do one thing. In the second server, again, let's go ahead and run the Consul agent in server mode. So within the demo 02, let's do a ifconfig on eth0 and let's go ahead and change the node IP here. Once done, let's go ahead and start our agent, and the same we'll do for the other server as well. So let's quickly do ifconfig eth0 and let's add the node IP. That's great. So now this is the first step. The second step is you have to run the Consul join command with the IP address of one of the servers. So let's quickly try it out. So I have opened few more tabs where we are connected to the demo 02 and the Consul 02. So let's do a Consul join followed by the IP address of our Consul 01. So let's copy this IP and I'll join it. So it states successfully joined cluster by contacting one node. Let's copy this up and let's also run it within the demo 02 server. That's great. So even the demo 02 was able to join the cluster. Now, if you quickly refresh this page, automatically you see a leader was chosen, which is 159.65, 145.160. And from any of the instances, if you quickly do a console members over here, you should see that all of these three instances are being shown and the type here is server and everyone is alive here. Great. So now let's try few things here. So first let's try to store some data. So I'll say console kv put course as HashiCorp console. So now let's go ahead and run this. And here you say it is able to successfully write this specific data. So from demo 02 now, let's go ahead and fetch that data. So I'll say console kv get course and we are able to retrieve the data successfully. So now let's try to bring down this specific cluster leader and see what exactly would happen. So within the console 01, let's do a control C. So our cluster leader has exited. So now if you quickly do a console members over here, within the console 01, it is showing as failed and there are only 2 servers that are available. So let's refresh this page. So the page is not working primarily because we are sending the request to the IP address where our leader was present. So let's change this IP. So let me copy one of the other IPs here. And in fact, I'll maximize this for easy to view. This time here you see that the cluster leader that is being chosen is the IP address of 165.22.222.190. And in fact, if you use the IP address of the third server to see the status, this time also you see the same IP here. That's great. So I hope at a high level overview you understood the basics on how we can achieve a high availability, and also we looked into how if a leader goes down then one of the other servers will assume the leadership and the data also will be present perfectly. So you will not encounter a loss of data here. So just remember there are two important things. First, you have to ensure that you have a idle bootstrap expect. Now again, you have to be very careful on the quorum size that you choose, maybe 3, 5, 7 and others, so that the split brain does not occur here. Second is you have to make use of the join command to join the existing cluster here. So that's about it, and with this we'll conclude today's video.